Well, as you hear, it's noon on Sunday, the 11th of October, 2015. And it's about 5 degrees Celsius outside, which is about 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Yesterday we mowed, possibly the last time, but probably we're going to have to mow again once. If frost comes now, then of course things will grow much slower and we may not have to mow again. If in any case, I'm going to have to do a big service on the Yazoo lawnmower and the other lawnmowers as well. Apple tree has quite a few apples on it. I don't know if you can see them there or not. Possibly. Yeah, there's some apples visible there. Yeah, and the yard and garden is taken care of now pretty much for the winter. We don't have to do much else with it. The plants that are sensitive have gone in and for the winter into our winter garden, and we'll be concentrating more on work in the house now. It's fall, it's autumn, but it's going to be winter soon. It feels like it's winter at these low temperatures. So the job today here in the house, we're in the library again, and our hobby room, and the job is finally going to be to get that electric receptacle, that socket, put in place over there on the right. You remember it was in the middle under the windows there. Where that white plaster is, that's where the socket was. They had just stuck it in with plaster. We have to move it from there because the big radiator is going to be in front of it. It will be useless then, you can't get to it. So I'm going to move it over there to where I pulled the cable back, the wire back, and we'll move it into that wall there. I have to chip out some of the cement, or no, it's also plaster, and make room for a double receptacle box. And you won't have to watch me do that. The first thing I'll do is turn off the circuit breaker. By the way, when I turn off a circuit breaker, I also check the wire after to make sure that the power really is off. I've been known to turn the wrong circuit breaker off, and with 230 volts, it's pretty unpleasant if you come into contact with it. So we're going to check with a little voltage tester to make sure the electricity is off. And then I'll cut that wire, and we'll make some room in the wall there for the box when I get that so taken care of pretty much that way. Then I'll bring you back. Okay, until later. As so often, or almost always happens, some life got in the way, and this project did not get any further until today. And today is Thursday, the 15th of October, 4 days later, I guess. Anyway, working on this receptacle, this socket, and in the meantime, yesterday we had snow. It's a kind of a gray, overcast, not very nice day today, around 34 degrees, I guess. Yesterday it was around 30 degrees, and we actually had snow flurries. Of course, the ground isn't cold enough for the snow to stay, but fall is pretty heavy this year. So I've got myself a nice fire, and it's nice and warm in this room. It's about 20 degrees now. So we're getting some work done today. There are a lot of other things that I have to do today as well, so I don't know how far I'm going to get on this. I want to get that the box in there for that socket. I want to get it in straight, level. So I have to fool around with a little level and get it in there the way it needs to be. Otherwise, the electric sockets, when I put them in later, they'll be crooked too, and it's a pain, and it looks awful if they're not straight. So I'm going to be fooling around with that for a while. I think I'm going to put a little silicone in back just to hold the box in place while I screw it down. And then afterwards, of course, it gets held in by the plaster. I don't know whether I'll bother mixing up any plaster today. I have to see. Okay, well, when I get any further, I hope I can turn the lights back on in here. I have to put some insulators on those wires, and then I can turn the lights on again, because it's really it's kind of dark in here to work, and certainly too dark to make a video. All right, see you later. Okay, there it is. Banged, knocked out the plaster in the wall there, and got it level. You can see I think you can see the little spirit level in the middle there, right in the center. At the bottom of the box, and it's level. So that I'm going to call that done. Not done, but I'm going to call it ready to put the plaster around it. Have to be a little careful. It's screwed in, the box is screwed into the wall, but you have to be a little careful anyway. I use plastic inserts to screw it in to the stone in back there, and we'll get it plastered in. You have to be a little careful that I'll have to be a little careful that I don't move it around too much. I just have a helper here today, again. There's my helper, Valentine. Hey, Susie. Valentino. Hello. Hello. He's watching the fire and enjoying the warmth. He's no longer a young cat. He's 15 years old, and he, like me, we like the warmth. And that fire has made it very warm, and I'm going to open a window pretty soon. It's about 75 degrees in here. A little too warm to work, actually. Okay, well, when I get the plaster in, then I'll bring you back. It's now noon on Thursday, October 22nd, 2015. An overcast, cool day. It's 8 degrees Celsius, which is about 46 degrees Fahrenheit outside. There's a wind. It's not nice to go out. It's been raining quite a lot. We've had snow flurries. This little project with the electric outlet here should have been done, well, what should have been, but in any case, could have been done in about an hour. It has taken over 2 weeks now. Not that we've been working on it, that's just a thing. We had to winterize the garden and the lawnmowers and so on, which takes time and had to be done when the weather allowed, as it was possible. And so this got put on the back burner, and now last night, well, actually something else happened. I had it all finished, and Karen walked in the room and said, "It's crooked." And I looked at it and I used the level, and I absolutely couldn't show that it was crooked. However, I've learned to trust her, or at least not to argue with her about things like that. And also there was another problem, which I hadn't realized. She told me then that she has to build up this wall a little more when she plasters it. And I had mounted the box there, that black plastic box that the electric sockets go into. I had mounted it too deep in the wall. That is, it would be, when she when she plastered the wall, it would be too far in, and the sockets wouldn't have, or the receptacles wouldn't have held. So I had to pull it out. So I had to break the whole thing out again. All my plaster that I had put in, I had the whole wall smooth there around it. I had to pull that all back out again and start over. So last night I did that, and I put a screw in the middle of it to hold it temporarily in place. I'll take that screw out again because I don't want any metal in there when with the electric wiring. There's no reason to have anything in there that could cause a short circuit if a wire would come loose or something would happen. So I will pull that screw out of there. It's just there to hold it in place while the plaster is setting up, and the plaster is now hard. So I'll go on plastering it, make it finish that out. Then, when I'm done with that, there is another electric socket which you can see, oops, right over there on the wall. And I don't want that up there. I want it down there. So I'm going to make a tunnel in the wall there, or actually just break out an area so that I can run the cable down, and then move the cable down to the bottom there, make an opening for a double outlet down there as well. And that'll be most of the electric wiring done in this room. There is another little part that needs to be done up above here that I'll get to perhaps not today, but one of these days. It's also so cool today that I'm going to make a fire in the wood burning stove here. And I'll do that right now, actually. We've had a fire now here in this stove, I think 5 or 6 times this year already. And downstairs, we've had it almost every evening. I light it in the late afternoon, and it tends to heat the whole, basically it heats the whole house a little bit, just a few degrees, but that's enough to take this autumn chill off. We've carried up enough wood here for I guess for a week or so. We just grab 6 or 8 pieces of firewood, and we have a carrier here that we carry them in and bring them up whenever we come. That way you don't have to make an effort to especially carry wood up and down the stairs. We stack it up here, and then it's available for burning when we need it. Okay, I'm going to mix up some plaster. When I get that wall done over there, that's this socket put in over here, then I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. We've got a lot of work to do in this room. That's as a number of people have noted already. It's no secret. But we have done it in 22 rooms in this house already, or 21, and we'll get this room done just like we got the rest, if we live long enough. Back with you in a little bit. Okay, we're getting there. I have to get some more plaster from downstairs, and I'll do the left side there just to get it evened out and closed up. Karen will do the rest then when she does when she plasters the rest of the wall. This wall has already been re-plastered at some point, and she's put clay in here because the basis of the wall is actually clay, just like in the rest of the house. But that beam there had to be covered, and she's going to pound some nails into that and string some wire so that the plaster has something to stick to more firmly. And then she'll get that whole wall smoothed out there. This wall over, I mean the other side of the wall over here is all clay, but she'll put plaster on that too. There's some work to be done up at the top of the window there. She'll have to put textile band, ribbon like in there to keep it from cracking again. She's very much of an expert at this sort of thing. After 10 years of doing it and 22 rooms in the house. So that's the situation at the moment. Fire's going good here. It's getting nice and warm in the room, so I can work most of the day in here today. Well, my part is done now. I have plastered that in. It's smooth. It's ready to be for the final coat of plaster that Karen will put on it. And the rest in the left-hand corner there, she'll have to take care of herself. That has to be done with clay first and then with plaster. So I'm finished. I'm trying to decide whether I want to bother putting a couple of receptacles in there, which we might need. Well, I'll let it dry first and then I'll think about that. Okay, that's the end of this little thing that should have taken about an hour and a half or so, and took 2 weeks to finish.